Coventry City haven't been promoted from any division since the 1966-67 season, when they were victorious in the second tier of English football. For Notts County, as I mentioned, finalists in their last three appearances in this part of the end of season lottery. They were third tier winners back in 89 and 90, second tier winners in 90 and 91. That made them the only back-to-back winners of Football League playoffs. There were just 2 points between these sides in the table. For so long it looked like Notts County would find themselves potentially automatically promoted. But poor away form when they won just 2 of their last 11 away games. If you go back further, they've only won 3 of 18. Dented that hope. In fact, they actually lost as few games as the champions Accrington Stanley. But too many draws put fate to their chances of automatic promotion. And they, like Coventry and like Lincoln and Exeter earlier, will take their chances for promotion via what is potentially the joy but also the heartbreak of the playoffs. Coventry City are lined up away to our left hand side. Let's remind you of the two teams. Lee Burge is in goal. The back four is the same as it was against Morecambe, with Grimmer, Hyam, Davis and Stokes. Then it's Bayliss, Kelly, Doyle and Shipley across midfield. The only change is Max Beermu coming in alongside Mark McNulty, who leads the line, and he's done it so well. 23 goals in the league from his 42 appearances so far this season. He's actually netted 2 hat-tricks as well in his last 8 games too. He's the hot one for Coventry City. Notts County, 2 changes for them today. Adam Collin is the goalkeeper. Then it's Tootle, Duffy, who's one of the changes, Brisley and Jones across the back. Then we have Virtue, Hewitt and then Noble, who's the other change into midfield. Grant on the left-hand side. He's playing for County on loan from Nottingham Forest, weirdly enough. And John Stead and Jonathan Fort lead the line for County. The man in charge is Gavin Wardy, likes a red card or 2, 6 so far this season, along with 122 yellow ones. So we expect to see that brandished early on if the passion is ending to go by. And on this slippery surface, David Connolly, I suspect there may well be a few early challenges.
Well, I think this will suit Coventry, to be honest. The zippy surface, the ball will move really, really quickly. The rain is still pouring down, isn't it? So it'll make for a very fast game, I feel.
And it's a game that's off and running, and it is Coventry City kicking from left to right in the opening 45 minutes here at the Ricoh that will get us underway, and playing fairly direct immediately. And as the ball just whizzes across the surface, there is plenty of spray showing up as well. They were watering before the rain started to fall about an hour or so ago, so I suspect we will have a very wet surface, and as David says, you feel that would probably suit the footballing style of Coventry City. But they've got some early defending to do here, because Notts County have a throw midway inside the Coventry half, which they do towards the edge of the penalty area, but it's cleared away nicely, and now the attack is on, and charging forward in that central area is Jordan Shipley towards the left hand edge of the penalty area. There's the first meaty tackle of the game coming in towards the edge of the box, that time from Matt Tootle, who went to ground. He wins it well, and it's a throw to Coventry on the far side.
Well, even the ball boys are slipping over that time. Jordan Shipley was clean in, a better touch, just got away from him, but you could see as the players fell over, just the water on the surface, it's standing there, makes for difficult conditions, I feel.
Your home of the EFL, every single playoff game live across the Talksport network. A reminder earlier on, we heard over on Talksport, Middlesbrough 0, Aston Villa 1, a huge away win for Villa in their quest to bounce back into the Premier League. We'll find out the first of the finalists in the playoffs tomorrow tea time. The second leg of the game involving Shrewsbury and Charlton. And of course the second leg of this tie doesn't take place actually until next Friday night. Down the left-hand side, forward they come again with McNulty here, Coventry, towards the edge of the penalty area. That's a long ball lifted over the top. Jonathan Fort's on the chase for it, but it's safely into the arms away to our left-hand side of Lee Burge in the Coventry City goal.
Well, what they have to be careful here in Notts County, they are looking from back to front quite quickly, but the ball will just skid off the turf, so they've got to be really, really precise when they're leaving those balls in behind.
It really has had an impact on the playing surface. It looked like it was going to be light rain to start with, but the intensity really has upped as that's nodded inside the penalty area, but safely at the feet of Adam Collin away to our right-hand side. 10 clean sheets so far this season for Collin. This is his 31st appearance of the campaign. He has League One playoff experience with Carlisle and Rotherham previously. Decent header one out on that left-hand side by Chris Stokes for Coventry City. Up towards halfway, ball taken down on the chest and then controlled by Bayliss, who tried to get forward. Tom Bayliss picks up the Young Player of the Year at the Coventry Player Awards a few nights ago, and notes from Mark Robbins just emphasising how well deserved it was in the programme today. The youngsters they have here are exceptional.
Well, really good defending there from Dominic Hyam. Ball, another long ball, diagonal ball over the top, and really well just to watch it, ducked under it, gone back to the goalie. Good defending there from Coventry.
Hyam, a 22-year-old Scot who was picked up from Reading, edge of the penalty area. Here they come again. Always a fairly hefty challenge at the edge of the box. The ball just getting stuck in the water a little bit as Coventry nod it into the box. It's lifted forward that time by Michael Doyle, the captain, but the offside flag was up anyway. And it really is slowing the ball up in places on this surface already.
Well, one thing's for sure, they didn't need the sprinklers, did they, pre-game? Obviously didn't check the weather report.
Obviously this pitch used as well for rugby, the home of Wasps. Not that you say that too loudly around the Coventry City football fans. The record crowd for a League 2 playoff game is about 19,500. That was back in 2004 when Huddersfield took on Lincoln. I've got a funny feeling we may well beat that tonight. They were expecting around 25,000 here, as that's cleared away again by Stokes from midway inside his own half for Coventry. Up and over halfway, wide on the right hand side. Bayliss has made a run already, looks to cut the ball back infield to Liam Kelly. Kelly again to Bayliss. On this right hand touch side is Jack Grimmer towards the edge of the penalty area. Here's Liam Kelly, pulls it back to Grimmer with a shot, and it's blocked out and behind for what will be the first corner of the game to Coventry City on the right.
It's a brilliant block there from Notts County, but what a move from Coventry. When the ball goes up to those front two, they really make it stick, and they build the play ever so well. McNulty and Biamu, great move down this right hand side. You know, as soon as they're attacking, Grimmer is going to be on his bike.
Liam Kelly to deliver the corner from the right for Coventry City, and he does towards the near post. It's easily headed away though, out as far as Fort. He's taken down in the middle of the park, and that's going to be a free kick about 10 yards short of halfway for Notts County, and a chance for them to clear their lines. 4.5 minutes gone here on Talksport 2. It's the League 2 playoff, first leg of the semi-final, and it's Coventry City 0, Notts County 0.
Well, I'm sure that won't be the first foul Doyle gives away. That time he allowed Jonathan Ford just to nick in front of him on that corner. No need to make that foul there.
33rd two-legged tie that Coventry City have been involved in, first in the playoffs, but they have been victorious in the majority, 20 victories in total. It's the 15th time they've been at home for the first time. They've only progressed though on 7 occasions, as that's launched into the edge of the penalty area. Nodded away well this time by Hyam again, trying to break down this left-hand side and get forward and try and cause problems with Daniel Jones, but couldn't quite make it, and the clearance is on now. And it's up towards halfway. Decent turn inside that time by Biamu for Coventry City, and again the offside flag is up. This time it was Jordan Shipley advancing down the right hand side, and he's been penalised by the referee's assistant.
Well, interesting tactics here from Coventry and Mark Robbins' side. Biamu is actually dropping into the back line from a goal kick, or a free kick taken by the goalie. He's actually dropping into the back line just to give him an extra aerial height here as an extra centre half, and he's their main striker. Obviously they know that that's the threat, that's where the ball is going from Notts County.
Now John Stead is a fair old size in that front line, and then you've also got the additional height of Grant on this near side.
That's right, they've got a line of 6 players there, Coventry, just trying to defend this long ball.
And it will be cleared by Colin from midway inside the Notts County half. It's direct to the edge of the penalty area, comes down at the edge of the box for George Grant, who fires in a shot, and it's just over the top of the bar. Grant, now leading scorer this season, on loan from Nottingham Forest, his second spell. He's netted 18 in all competitions, and he has Notts County's first effort of the game.
Well, you can see why they do bring Biamu back, because it's so effective. A long ball up, can't quite get that clean header that they need, Coventry. Falls to George Grant. I guess he'll be disappointed. Got his foot around it, but lifted his head, went over the bar.
You'd never guess that Kevin Nolan was brought up by Sam Allardyce, would you? Based on the tactics we've seen so far. 6.5 minutes in the game. Here come Coventry again down this right hand side towards the edge of the penalty area. The ball slid through that time by Bayliss, but no one on the end of it, and it's cleared out to halfway, where it's just volleyed forward this time by Tom Davis, and the offside flag is up again, this time against Mark McNulty. So they're playing a very high line at the moment. Well, Notts County.
What I would say is it's a disciplined line. I don't think it's particularly high, but I just think it's really well drilled. It's a sort of mid line, I guess, but it's just how Coventry stop this now, because obviously all those times that they do give free kicks away or there is an offside, that ball is coming straight into their box. I guess for Coventry, they're the ones that actually could keep a higher line. They're a little bit deep for me, and when this ball lands, it is basically landing in their area.
Here's the free kick then. This is again midway inside the Notts County half. It's in the centre of the goal, all in a luminous green. Away to our right hand side is the keeper Adam Collin, who launches it towards the edge of the penalty area. That time that's a decent header away for Coventry from Tom Davies, who did really well, and the ball goes into touch on halfway for a Notts County throw on this near side. 7.5 minutes played on Talksport 2. It's 0-0.
Well, the reason Bimu has to drop back in is because Grizzly goes up. I mean, that's from I wouldn't say a goal kick, but a free kick in their own third. So not taking any chances here, Coventry.
Decent bit of travelling support for Coventry City as well, away to our right hand side, behind Adam Collins' goal at this moment in time. Here is Shipley at the edge of the centre circle, lifting a ball through to McNulty, who's onside. McNulty with a shot. Oh, he's hit the post. Comes back out to Biamu, who drives one in, and it's blocked around the penalty spot. And I think it's gone off the backside that time of Sean Grizzly, and it's out of play for what will be a corner.
It's an absolutely fantastic ball from Jordan Shipley. Mark McNulty just spun into that channel, vacated. Great first touch, set himself with a shot, but I don't think the connection was totally clean. Kind of scuffed it, just came off the post. Very unlucky.
Liam Kelly with a corner again down the right hand side towards the back post, headed down and across the face of goal, and it's kept in play, and it's chipped back across but behind and out at the second attempt, that time behind the goal and away by Tom Bayliss. Wow, what an enthralling start to this game. 9 minutes on the clock, 0-0.
It has been a super start. You'd have to say Coventry just come alive, don't they? When they do get the ball back and they go into the front, suddenly they spring to life and look so bright. Just feel they're knocking on the door. A goal might be coming here.
Kevin Nolan, I think, has borrowed a pair of Tony Pulis's white trainers down in the technical area. I'm not sure they're going to stay very clean on the mud that's gathering just outside the technical zone down beneath us here at the Rico. That's chipped forward that time by Liam Kelly again, who's absolutely in the thick of everything there. Kelly at this moment in time, the 28-year-old Scot, 31st start of the campaign for him. Leaves the free kick though for Michael Doyle, the veteran, and he lifts that towards the edge of the penalty area. He's the beating heart of this Coventry City side when it comes to experience. He and Kelly, a couple of older heads in amongst some incredibly talented youngsters, as County clear it away to halfway, but it's straight back in by Tom Davies. The flick on from Biamu is into the arms of Colin away to our right hand side.
He's done really well, Biamu. Whenever it's gone into him on his chest, he's retained it, or on the floor, but especially in the air, he's won every flick on. He just needed someone gambling there.
He's only got 5 goals this season, and 4 of those have come in his last 8 games. He's in really good form. Of course, they're covering up for the absence of Jody Jones, who hasn't played since November. Jones scored a hat-trick against Notts County on the opening day of the season here in a 3-0 victory, but unfortunately his season cut short. And he's such an exciting individual that will certainly have had an impact on the plans of Mark Robins that he had laid out at the beginning of this season. Throw on the far side for Coventry City, level with the edge of their own penalty area. They've dominated the opening 10 minutes here on Talksport 2, where it's Coventry 0, Notts County 0. They've hit the woodwork, and so far the only ones to really have troubled Adam Collins' goal away to our right hand side. Very little so far for Lee Burge to do. He may have something here though, as Jonathan Fort does well, and the ball goes out of play, and that will be a corner. The first of the game for Notts County on the far side, down right, and as you can hear, there's words being spoken by the referee to one of the Notts County players ahead of this corner being taken. It's a terrific atmosphere when they certainly come home to the Rico to watch Coventry City. The noise they make turns this into one of the most intimidating football grounds to attend. Here's the corner then on the right for Notts County. They've got all the big men up. In fact, they're gathered in a huddle about 14 yards out from the goal line, and then they all split off as it's swung over to the edge of the 6-yard box. Keeper misses it, but he was fouled in the process. I think Duffy may have gone up for the challenge and just caught Burge in the process, and it will be a free kick for Coventry City and a chance for them to clear their lines. Both managers have tasted victory in the playoffs. For Mark Robins, it was back in 95-96 when he was at Leicester, and for Kevin Nolan it's been twice actually, in 2001 with Bolton, and then again of course in 2012 as the captain of West Ham under Sam Allardyce again. Ball launched forward from the back this time by County. Up in the air around the centre circle where Tom Davies will just get it forward towards McNulty, who's in a foot race here. Oh, the keeper comes out. There's confusion between his centre half and Adam Collin, and in the end Collin gets it away at the edge of the penalty area. The Notts County players are complaining, in particular I think Richard Duffy and also Liam Noble, that there should have been a foul after the pressure McNulty put on, but instead pandemonium at the back for Notts County as the rain is absolutely lashing down once more. Here down the right hand side is Grimmer for Coventry. It's up towards Biamu, and the sliding challenge on this side from Daniel Jones is very good. Someone needs to have a word with this Notts County side about the numbers on the back of their shirts as well. Nigh on impossible is the phrase that springs to mind.
Well, McNulty looks so bright, doesn't he? Any ball over the top, he's onto it like a flash that time. Colin, I think with the weather, better off just staying at home, letting the centre half deal with that.
It's going to be a throw to County on this near side, near inside their own half, as they just look to get a foothold in this game. 13 minutes played, it's still 0-0, but it's got all the energy, tempo, blood and thunder that you expect of a playoff semi-final, that's for sure. As David mentioned earlier, last year's League 2 playoff, there were more goals than you knew what to do with. Hopefully more of the same this time and tonight. Launched forward down the right-hand side for Notts County by Elliot Hewitt, but headed clear that time by Chris Stokes. There's a foul in the middle of the park, this time again on Liam Kelly, and that's going to be a free kick for Coventry, 10 yards short of halfway. And again, we mentioned the surface certainly adding to some of these challenges.
It is. I think the referee's done well there, Gavin Ward, not to really show a yellow so far. I think obviously because of the conditions, it's very easy to go to ground. You can make those extra yards up when you do go to ground on a slippery surface, just gets you out of trouble.
Here's the free kick then, and it's taken by Stokes towards the edge of the penalty area, over the top of Biamu, and just skids into the hands of Adam Collin away to our right hand side in that Notts County goal.
Well, that's where they have to be more precise, Coventry, because there's no point aiming long to McNulty. He's not going to retain it. He's got to hit Biamu.
Kevin Nolan hasn't budged from his technical area, and neither has Mark Robbins as well. One time being taken over this clearance. It's from hand as well. It's not even a goal kick for Adam Collin. It's the 6-second rule clearly not in operation.
Well, I think the problem Colin has is that he's not particularly good out of his hands. He wants to put the ball on the deck, but McNulty's not allowing him.
Here's the ball wide on the right hand side. That's just going to hold up in the service nicely for McNulty. He gets the back heel as he just about kept it from going out of play. Grimmer then came forward, and the clearance from Notts County is poor. Grimmer has it and finds Bayliss. Edge of the penalty area is Liam Kelly. Out wide again is the full-back Grimmer, level with the edge of the penalty area. On his left foot, spins it in towards the back post. The header away is nodded back into the danger zone and to the edge of the box towards Biamu. And now Notts County will try and break, and a ball over the top for Jonathan Fort to try and chase after, and a decent interception that time by Dominic Hyam, the young Scot, and he gets it away and into the Notts County half, where the ball just stops in a puddle of water. And now County will come down the left hand side with George Grant striding forward. He's got support from big Daniel Jones, the left fullback on this near side. It's out wide with him again. He'll try to cross, and it'll be blocked by Grimmer, and it's another corner for Notts County, this time on their left hand side. And again they will send all of the big men forward, no great surprise. Here comes Duffy and Brisley, and I think Daniel Jones, who looks like even one of the slightly bigger men in this side, is actually going to go back and be one of the last defenders. Here's the corner from the left for Notts County. They've got 5-6 inside the penalty area. There's plenty of sky blue shirts back as well, and the referee just telling County to get on with it. He's right-footed, it is swung over and headed over the top of the bar. Late arrival that time, Jonathan Fort on a decent run. Probably should have done a little bit better as well.
He should have done. Great balling, was it, from Grant? Right-footing curler. He gave Fort a chance, just got to keep that header down.
Burge yet to have to make a save. Away to our left-hand side for Coventry City. It's Coventry City 0, Notts County 0. Talksport 2 has teamed up with Sky Sports to tell you about the dedicated Sky Sports football channel, with football from around the globe, including the EFL, the SPFL, La Liga and more. Feel it all with Sky Sports. 16 and a half minutes played. It's in the hands of Adam Collin here on Talksport 2, away to our right-hand side, and we're still chasing our first goal.
Well, you can see as soon as he though receives it, McNulty's there in his face, making sure he can't put that ball on the ground. And out of hands, look, he doesn't get great distance, about 10-15 yards over the halfway line.
It's a really good tactical spot that from Mark Robbins, isn't it?
I mean, look, what you're trying to do is just gain those tiny little advantages. Doesn't matter where it is, but you can tell Coventry is set up really well here in terms of BMU dropping into the back line.
County are on the attack down that right-hand side, edge of the penalty area. That ball scooped up towards the edge of the 6-yard box, headed across goal, taken down to try and tee up a shot at the edge of the penalty area. Comes out here to Daniel Jones. Jones does drill one across the face of goal, and it evades everybody and skids out of play about a yard wide of the left-hand upright of Burge's goal away to our left-hand side. Coventry didn't deal with that very well.
They didn't at all, not for the first time either. They do look vulnerable when those crosses are coming in. Desperate defending in the end. Daniel Jones, it wasn't really a cross or a shot. It's nothing in the end. It's a great game though, isn't it?
It is a cracking game. A reminder of the other playoff scores from earlier today in League 2. It finished Lincoln City 0, Exeter 0. I'm looking forward to bringing you that game on Thursday night here on Talksport 2, the second leg, and can get better poised really than 0-0 after the first, could you? And then Scunthorpe 2, Rotherham 2. That was the League 1 playoff from earlier today. They meet again on Wednesday night in their second leg. Of course, we have Championship playoffs for you Monday and Tuesday, and as I mentioned, tomorrow kicking off in around about 5:15 the second leg of Shrewsbury against Charlton. But what you know is by next Friday we'll obviously know all of the finalists in the 3 playoff games, which you'll be able to hear across the Talksport network, the new home of the EFL, of course. 18 and a half minutes played. It's Coventry 0, Notts County 0 here on Talksport 2. Don't forget, we'll be running up all today's football action later tonight from 10 when Will Gavin's here with all the football on Talksport 2. Adam Collin launches it forward towards the edge of the penalty area. That's well taken by Lee Burge, who's come right out to the edge of his penalty area to gather that, and immediately launches it forward to try and find McNulty on this near side. It would have been a decent crossfield ball, but there was just a little too much on it for McNulty.
Yeah, right idea, just wrong execution.
Throwing on this near side then for Daniel Jones. 19 minutes played. Decent tannoy system here as well. Usually you can't hear what's being said, but I think we caught most of that. There's a few people standing up in gangways, it would appear. Nodded back to halfway here for Coventry. Ball over the top for McNulty to try and chase, but with a little skid off the surface, that's going to go safely into the arms of Adam Collin away to our right hand side. Notts County have won 2 of their last 4 visits here. They were defeated by 3-0 in the other 2, as I mentioned, one of those being at the start of this season on the opening day of the campaign. And prior to that, the record has been pretty good for the Sky Blues in this fixture. I think before that they'd won kind of 6 of 7 and hadn't been beaten since about 1950, although there was a hammering here in the early 80s, which goes down as one of the Sky Blues' most embarrassing defeats. It was 5-1 at home to Notts County then, back in 1982. It's long in the memory for the die-hard Sky Blues fans, but generally they've had the better of this fixture. BMU down the right hand side, they're getting the better of it now as he tries to stride forward into the penalty area, but that's a decent clearance that time from Brisley, who puts it out for another corner on this right hand side.
Well, just sheer endeavour and tenacity there from BMU. Just won the corner. He's got good pace, hasn't he? He's been a terrific signing, isn't he, from Sutton, and ever so well at this level.
Davis and Hyam are up round the back of the penalty area as another corner swung in by Kelly. That's an important fist from Adam Collin, because Dominic Hyam was arriving round the back post there. Just about got enough on it, did Collin, to clear it away. And I think a free kick had been given by the referee anyway for a bit of impeding. I
think the corner actually just went out of play. Right-footed, outswinger, just bent over the line. I think Mark Robbins will be delighted. They've started really, really brightly, especially going forward.
We've had 21 minutes here. 0-0 so far, but not a tense affair. It's not a 0-0 where no one's going for it. It's a 0-0 where both teams seem to want to play. They just have very differing approaches to how they do go about playing. Now there's some delay over this. Well, I think you were right, you see. I think both I and Adam Collin thought there was a foul, but actually it's been given for the ball going out of play. Oh no, it was a foul inside the 6-yard area, it would appear. And the assistant on this near side is being very finicky about it being taken. That's why it's taken a while. But eventually, Collin gets it away, and it's a decent clearance as well. There's a foul there in the middle of the park. The challenge on John Stead goes penalised. That time it was Michael Doyle who just impeded him as he was trying to get across to win the header.
Well, that's his game, isn't it? Making things difficult, breaking things up. That time I just saw a flailing arm, I think he caught instead. But he's got to be careful here, because all these free kicks in these sorts of areas, this one's in their own half, this will be coming straight into their box. Lee Burge did really well last time in terms of coming in, gathering, taking that ball, but has to be careful and judge the times right.
Oh, it's going to be Daniel Jones who's going to launch this one in. At the moment, Duffy's standing in a well offside position, but it's not going to go for it, because it's going to be nodded on by Bisley on this near side, but then comfortably headed away on the right by Tom Davis. And now there's a counter on here with Bayliss, who's got plenty of pace down this near side. He's got support as well from Grimmer, who goes inside him. Instead, Bayliss tries to find Biamu, and it's a decent interception that time, racing back on defensive duty by Matt Tootle. And it's out of play for a throw on this near side to Coventry, level with the edge of the penalty area.
I just wondered if Bayliss had looked to the far post. McNulty was on with a bigger, more longer diagonal pass. Good break though, good counter from Coventry.
McNulty in terrific form, the 25-year-old, as we mentioned earlier. Now here's Grimmer down the right-hand side. Great ball across the penalty area, and the kick is almost missed that time by Tootle inside the box. And it comes out on that left-hand side to Chris Stokes. Stokes trying to get forward on that far touchline for Coventry City, and the ball's just got caught in 2 ton of water there as McNulty was trying to play it through. And in the end, they go all the way back to Burge at the edge of the Coventry penalty area, and he does go direct this time towards Biamu and McNulty. It's nodded down, and it'll be Tootle that picks it up on that far side, and as he tries to clear, he just plays it off of Jordan Shipley and out for a goal kick away to our right hand side. Well,
if I was either manager now, I'd be saying, look, on those passes back to your goalkeeper, you've got to be very, very sure. And also, if you are rolling the ball out from a goalkeeper, you've got to be really, really careful, because the ball will hold up. There is standing water there. It doesn't look like it'll actually carry through.
Gavin Ward, our referee, just having a word with Adam Collins to speed up, I think, on these goal kicks, and this time he is much quicker. We're beyond the midway point of the first half. It's 0-0 here on Talksport 2, the first leg of the League 2 playoff semi-final between Coventry City and Notts County. Decent game though. Pushed out wide to the right hand side by Liam Noble for Notts County, and the free kick is given away by Stokes, and I think Stokes may be the first player to go in the book here of referee Gavin Ward. Looked like a fairly acrobatic throw down by Matthew Virtue on that far side, and it is going to be the first booking of the game, and that's why you can hear the boos ringing around as Stokes is getting a yellow card.
Well, he had no need again to make that foul. I just wonder, they may be punished. They obviously know they're playing against a team that are really proficient at set pieces. Obviously they've got good height, good delivery. The likes of George Grant will put it on a sixpence. They can't keep making these sorts of fouls. This one's only 25-30 yards from goal. It's a really good area.
Elliot Hewitt coming over and getting instruction from Kevin Nolan at the edge of the technical area on this near side while the booking takes place. I've never known it take so long to just book one player, but Gavin Ward is certainly taking his time over it. Daniel Jones, the left back, is on that far side for Notts County and preparing to take this free kick, which is just off the angle of the box on that far side, the Notts County right, probably about 7 or 8 yards outside the box. So this is a real danger zone, and this is clearly a set piece that County have worked on. There's 2 men stationed level with the penalty spot in offside positions. Again, I'm sure he'll be looking to this near side to find Sean Brisley for the knockdown. Here's the delivery coming from Jones when the referee blows his whistle. Everyone packed around the Coventry penalty, and now they walk back to an onside position, and the runners begin to move, and it does pay off, does it? Oh, it's hooked away off the line by Lee Burge. I think it was falling backwards into his own goal, and he's just managed to stretch out a boot and hook it round the post and out for a corner. That's terrific from Burge.
It is, but I don't know why or how Jonathan Fort hasn't scored there. It's almost come to him on his left foot. Just got a really poor connection. Anything better, and that's a certain goal.
George Grant to take the corner down this left-hand side. Notts County looking very dangerous at every single set piece they have. This time it's a corner on the left, right-footed, swung over, and it's headed up in the air by Biamu. Going to need to be cleared away from the edge of the box, which it is this time by Bayliss, and Bayliss then just looking to try and set Shipley away on this near side. He's going to put some pressure on as that pass back to the keeper is almost left short that time by Elliot Hewitt, and actually the free kick's been given for a foul not far outside the Notts County penalty area, and Mark McNulty is right in the face of referee Gavin Ward there, and I think he's about to get a talking to. He really got right up close to him, and it wouldn't surprise me if he has a final warning here. He's told to just shush up, and here's the talking to from Gavin Ward. Not happy about the decision, the Scotsman.
No, that's right, but I think Gavin Ward's got to stamp his authority on this, because I mean, with the conditions, and it is now raining again.
Here is a yellow card. Yeah, for the captain, Michael Doyle, who goes into the book.
Well, that's an early booking for him, which I'm sure will have an impact on this Coventry team.
And he's had a lot to say as well. I did mention before, 122 yellow cards he's dished out this season. I felt it may have a bearing on this game, particularly in these conditions as well. Forward by Colin towards the edge of the penalty area. Good header won by Jack Grimmer that time. And it's down to Grimmer again on this near side, just short of halfway. Looks to lift it forward towards McNulty. Couldn't find him. And now on this right-hand side, Grimmer once more will just nod it into the path of Kelly. Biamu tries to get onto the end of it. Forks there at the edge of the penalty area. And then it has to be cleared away by Dominic Hyam. Over halfway, chase on that left-hand side for Coventry City. Shipley's there, and the ball's got caught in the water. Shipley's won it, charging towards the edge of the penalty area. He has support from Bayliss. Bayliss in the centre. On the right-hand side is Grimmer. Grimmer then will look down that right-hand channel, will he? No, he cuts infield instead. Grimmer goes back and finds Doyle. Edge of the centre circle for Doyle. To the left-hand side is Stokes. Stokes now just trying to advance. And a little 1-2 that time with Shipley, but Stokes is blocked off. And as you can tell by the cheers, the free kick has gone the way of Coventry City. And it's about 15 yards inside the Notts County half on that far touchline.
I think Stokes there is appealing that Tootle should be booked. But I don't know why actually they keep going out to that left-hand side as they're attacking Coventry. There's so much standing water there. The ball keeps getting stopped. And actually this is playing into Notts County's hands, I feel. This is what Kevin Nolan would want. He'd want a game like this, a bitty, a gritty game with a lot of turnover, a lot of fouls. I think Coventry need to get back to how they started the game, moving the ball really quickly, keeping it on the floor, not getting involved.
Here's Shipley to deliver from that left-hand side for Coventry City. Straight into the middle, Biamu goes up. And he's given a free kick for a foul and a shove on Richard Duffy inside the penalty area. And it's going to be a free kick for Notts County.
Well, there's no doubt they've weathered the storm here, Notts County. And I think this will suit them, this type of game now. Stop-start, taking their time over things, free kicks, throw-ins.
Almost half an hour gone on Talksport 2. Coventry 0, Notts County 0 on your home of the EFL. 500 games throughout the season across Talksport and Talksport 2, of course. And well, the countdown's well and truly on. June the 14th we get underway in Russia as well, of course, for the FIFA World Cup 2018. Every single game from the competition live across the Talksport network. Here's Biamu on a charge, and here McNulty just couldn't quite get the ball far enough ahead of them as they look to combine about 30 yards out from goal. They'll go again here though, Coventry City, as Kelly just volleys it forward towards the Notts County penalty area. It's cleared up in the air though, and a couple of headers won nicely, and then down on this left-hand side is George Grant. Grant on into his right foot, gets some support from Jones, who swings in with his left boot. Decent header away that time by Davis. There's a little shove in the back at the edge of the penalty area, and there's the foul on Tom Bayliss, and it's a free kick for Coventry at the edge of their own box.
That was a brilliant ball in, wasn't it, from Dan Jones. Headed clear well though from Coventry, but just keep going back to it. I think this will suit Kevin Nolan. You know, they've got Doyle booked early, which I'm sure they'll be saying, look, he'll blow maybe, so put pressure on him. I just think they need to get back to kicking the ball on the floor, moving it quickly, get it into those front two. They started ever so positively, just tailed off of late.
It's been live back-to-back sport all day really here on Talksport 2, and that continues tomorrow from 11 in the morning. We've got IPL cricket for you, the Chennai Super Kings taking on the Sunrisers Hyderabad. That's followed by Arsene Wenger's final game as Arsenal manager as they travel to Huddersfield. Then it's League One playoff action with the second leg of that game, as I mentioned, between Shrewsbury and Charlton. And then we round it all off with Levante against Barcelona in La Liga. 11 hours of continuous live sport on Talksport 2, and it all gets underway at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning. 31, almost 32 minutes on the clock at a very wet Ricoh Arena in Coventry, where it's Coventry City 0, Notts County 0 in the first leg of these League 2 playoffs. And it's Colin away to our right hand side, who's going to launch this ball forward. They haven't been doing particularly well at home in their last few home fixtures, Coventry City. Only won 1 of 4, and a couple of those defeats were fairly thumping ones as well. A 6-goal defeat, 6-2 against Yeovil, and a 4-2 against Lincoln as well. And there was a few people prior to the game, a few of the local press boys just saying you just never know quite what you're going to get from Coventry City. Here's Grimmer down the right hand side, gets towards the corner flag, ball just runs out of play, and it's going to be a throw in right at the edge of the quadrant on this near side for Notts County.
He done well then, Grimmer, just to actually make sure it went out for a throw, not a goal kick. Terrific turn though, was it, from Bayliss? But you just saw Kelly there, really, I think, rash in terms of his hooking the ball on, just playing into Notts County's hands. I think Coventry need to get that down, try and move the ball quickly, make this pitch as big as possible, get this Notts County side, who I think have got a bit of a age gap. I feel that, you know, maybe can't get around the pitch quite the same as Coventry. Get them moving around this big pitch, make it as big as possible.
It's the thoughts of David Connolly, of course, a man who plied his trade throughout the EFL and various other places as well. He's a World Cup man too from 2002. He'll be looking forward to Russia this year. On the run here is Shipley towards the edge of the penalty area. Ricochets back to him at the edge of the box just after he looked like he'd lost control of it, but in the end he does lose it, and County try and break, but it's going to be well swept up at the back here by Tom Davies, who goes back to Burge, away to our left hand side. He's starting his 41st game of the campaign. Lee Burge in goal for Coventry City. He's already been to Wembley, of course. He won the Football League trophy last season. Tasted success underneath that archway. Oh, how the Sky Blues would love to get back there again on Bank Holiday Monday, which is when the League 2 playoff final takes place. Here's a free kick midway inside the Notts County half, and it's going to be taken by the goalkeeper again. He comes a long way out for every kick, doesn't he? And it's Colin that will launch it forward as that game plan for Kevin Nolan is trying to be put back into action again. Biamu's gone back there, and this time he just heads it up in the air. He needs the help of Hyam to get it away, and in the end it's up to Michael Doyle to get it towards halfway. Biamu tried to pick it up again, but that's been knocked in. The offside flag is up against John Stead. It may just be me, but I think that's John Stead's first touch of the game, and we're 35 minutes in.
Yeah, he's been very quiet. Well, basically Notts County haven't really had the ball. Coventry had dominated possession. It's been scrappy. When they have gone back to front, they haven't retained it, Notts County.
We talked about strikers in form and the fact that Coventry have got McNulty and Biamu have been knocking in goals for fun in recent weeks. He's not scored since February against Carlisle.
But he's here to do a job. He's here to try and retain it, get the ball, flick it on, just be a platform to build from, but he just hasn't had the ball enough.
And they get a chance now as they try and drill a ball forward, but the attempted drive by Liam Noble was intercepted. Instead, Dan Jones will clip a ball down this near touchline, and that one's volleyed in our vague direction. Dave, I saw you up on your feet then, ready to go. As it stops a few rows short in the Coventry City fans beneath us here at the Rico. It's fairly open, but thankfully the rain is not coming into our commentary position. It is still continuing to fall though. And it's going to be Dan Jones with a throw for Notts County. It's a yard outside the penalty area, just down below. And it's with Jones. Gets it back to the left boot this time of Elliot Hewitt. His clip into the box is easily cleared by Jack Grimmer. And he goes long to Biamu, but that's going to be shepherded back to Colin, who comes to the edge of his penalty area and gets it clear with the help of Richard Duffy, who was in close proximity. Now here come Coventry again. Oh, lovely ball through down the right hand side for McNulty. McNulty to the byline. Can he pull that ball across? He does. Takes a deflection at the near post. Is it in? He's checking his watch to see if it's crossed the line. No, it hasn't. Remember, goal line technology being used in the playoffs for the first time. The referee stopped at the edge of his box. He checked his watch, and according to the goal review system, it's not a goal. It didn't cross the line. It's a good save from Adam Collin. That
must have been close. Another brilliant break. McNulty again spinning into this right hand channel where the fullback's vacated. Really good ball across, just kept it in play. Done well there, Colin, to keep that in.
Here come Notts County now down that right hand side again. The chase was on, but not going to get there that time is Matthew Virtue, and it's out for what will be a throw on that far side.
Well, they have looked like it's coming, haven't they, Coventry? They look really positive going for him. McNulty's been so bright.
I thought that was going to be the moment then, but Adam Collin at his near post just managing to keep it out. Was not far away. At some point I think we'll get word of how that replay looked, just to see how close it was to crossing the line. At the moment, a game of head tennis, which Coventry come out on top with. And Doyle gets a long one forward, immediately looking for Biamu, but the header away is a decent one, only as far as Tom Davies though, and he knocks it into the centre circle. And this time forward is Grizzly, just puts a boot on it, picked up on that far side by Tutalu, then lifts it out to this near side. It's well controlled this time by George Grant. Not seen much of the ball, Grant, but this time he gets it into the penalty area. There's Stead, who turns and hits the side netting on his left foot from a tight angle on this left hand side. He took the ball in and he really managed to turn Grimmer and get his shot away, but nothing that's troubling Lee Burge.
Yeah, good ball into him from George Grant. I just wonder whether he actually could have set him back for the shot. Difficult angle on your left foot.
Well, I said that he hadn't been in the game, and he's now had his first couple of touches. With 7 minutes remaining here on Talksport 2 in this first half, it's Coventry City 0, Notts County 0. Burge forward again from the goal kick, up towards Biamu, gets a flick. McNulty gets a boot on it as well. Comes to Bayliss. Bayliss out wide to the right hand side. McNulty just misses it the first time, but he's forced out wide towards the corner flag on this near touchline, where it's picked up by Liam Kelly. Kelly gets it back to Grimmer. Grimmer and McNulty combine. Grimmer now inside the box, just trying to charge through, but it's hacked clear again from inside the penalty area, this time by Elliot Hewitt. It's a long chase on by Jonathan Ford on the far side, but he runs it out of play, and that's going to be a throw to Coventry City.
Lovely little link up again. McNulty at the heart of everything, spinning into the channel. Great little 1-2, really bright back heel. Just got away from Grimmer, but you can see how isolated Jonathan Ford is on the turnover. Just one long ball over the top.
A lovely bit of play there by Grimmer. The advantage has been played by the referee. That was after a challenge by George Grant that time on Tom Bayliss from behind, and I think Grant's going to find himself in the referee's notebook here. It's a nasty challenge sliding in round the back of Bayliss, but well, he seems to have let Grant walk away. It's going to be a free kick for Coventry midway inside the Notts County half, and no card for George Grant.
Well, I think, look, he set his stall out early, didn't he, Gavin Ward, in terms of the foul that did lead to the first yellow. Was it really a yellow card? I'm not so sure. So now I think the crowd are saying, well, if that was a yellow, how come this isn't a yellow?
Kevin Nolan is going absolutely mad down there. He wants another man across to try and block this free kick, but they've taken it short, edge of the penalty area. McNulty tries the shot, having got the ball into his feet, and he puts it well wide. And Kevin Nolan, well, we saw this as a player sometimes. He's absolutely livid on this near touchline.
Well, he could see McNulty in space, but no one else could. You can't allow him to receive in the box like that. He actually should have done a bit better there. Good first touch, but he didn't wrap his foot around it. Missed at the near post.
Just over 5 minutes remaining here on Talksport 2. Biamu's hobbling a little. The one thing, David, with all of their dominance, they've got no goal to show for it, Coventry, and that could come back to haunt them, couldn't it?
It could do. I mean, look, they started really, really positively, really bright, but actually Notts County did well just to see that passage through, made it their type of game now. Bitty taking their time on things, and I think Mark Robbins will be delighted actually getting a half time and say, look, come on, let's get back to doing what we do best, get the ball on the floor, make this pitch really big, make them run around, get that ball into our front two, because Biamu, you have to say, he's been outstanding, hasn't he? He's won everything in the air. McNulty's been really bright around him. They've been a very effective front two.
And also what you are seeing is when they do get the ball on the ground, we're seeing the likes of Bayliss and Shipley have got that ability to unlock that defence.
Absolutely, and you can see the trigger when they do get it. Grimmer is just on his bike down this right hand side. He's been really impressive, the right back.
4 minutes remaining through to half time here on Talksport 2. Coventry 0, Notts County 0, the Football League playoffs, as Doyle has it for Coventry City. The first leg of the League 2 playoff. They meet again on Friday night at Meadow Lane for the return leg. But what will the score be going into that? The other League 2 playoff finished 0-0 earlier. There will be an Exeter with that for you on Thursday. I wonder if this is going to stay the same. A real contrast to the League 2 playoffs last year, that there were goals aplenty, and that's really good defending there by Tom Davies. Another long punt forward. Looked like it was going to work out for John Stead that time for Notts County, but Davies did really well. And now here come Coventry City over halfway again, down the right hand side with Jack Grimmer, who is looking Incredibly impressive tonight at right back for Coventry City so far. Here's Kelly. Lovely ball round the back. Chance here for Bayliss, who goes across goal, and McNulty's arriving, but not in enough time. And it was Bayliss charging in from this right-hand side. He just dribbled the ball across the 6-yard area, and just when you thought McNulty was going to stretch out at that back post, no one gets a touch, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Now, how many more chances do they need? Coventry. Bayliss has to do better there. Lovely ball into the box from Kelly. I don't think actually Bayliss was the intended target. It fell to him. Another poor connection. I don't know whether it's the surface maybe or the water, but a couple of times now McNulty and Bayliss haven't quite got the connection they need. Not a true strike.
Well, we've got a bit of a problem here for Tom Davies, who's down, but he's getting up and about without a problem. And Notts County have taken the opportunity to have an entire team meeting on the side of the pitch. Kevin Nolan's called them all over, and now he's arguing with Gavin Ward to say, well, hang on a minute. He was getting treatment, but the physio never actually came on the field of play for Tom Davies. He's okay, he's up and about. They do have plenty of options on the bench if it was a longer term problem for Davies in Jordan Willis and Rob McDonald, of course. Should he be required, or should either of them be required? County have got it forward here quickly, and now Davies does come across. This one's a bit closer, Dave. Oh! And we have had a header, and I think it's from some of our BBC colleagues away to our left-hand side. He's definitely a former Notts County player, but I'm not sure who. Now that's the standard's been set. If it comes near us, Dave,
that was a good flick. That was a good flick on. I could have got onto that.
We have got 90 seconds or so remaining. As that one is sent into the middle of the park for Liam Noble for Notts County. Out to the right-hand side where Tootle gets a touch. Back to Noble again, who plays a ball in early, headed away from the edge of the penalty area up to McNulty. Lovely little layoff from him to Doyle. Doyle there with that left foot of his. It's a culture ball to Biamu, who's on that far touchline. He looks to come back towards halfway, where Chris Stokes, the fullback, joins in. Biamu again for Coventry City on that far side. Stokes will just go forward again into the feet this time of Shipley, and then it just gets caught in the water again, and Biamu can't get it under control.
It's that area I was talking about earlier. There's so much standing water there. I'd be inclined just to get that ball out of there and just keep attacking down this right hand side. I've had so much joy down here with Grimmer. It's been especially impressive. Looks really well with Bayliss and McNulty. They seem to favour this right hand side.
Well, into the final minute on Talksport 2. Coventry 0, Notts County 0. The half-time team talks being prepared, I suspect, in the minds of Mark Robbins and Kevin Nolan, as Grimmer does well again here, trying to cut forward. I think he thought McNulty was going to make the run out wide and just tried to flick it with the outside of his boot, but he didn't, and now Notts County can steal it away. And forward they come with George Grant, who tries to get that into stead, but Tom Davies is across and deals with it brilliantly, but only as far as George Grant, who's level with the edge of the penalty area. He gives it back to Dan Jones, who is put into touch by Liam Kelly, and it's a throw for Notts County.
What they don't have,
the penalty area.
Sorry, Adam. What they don't have, Notts County, is that pace to get in behind. Every time they look to leave a ball in there, it's fairly easy to defend for Coventry. Whereas Biamu and McNulty are full of running. You put it in there, they'll get on the end of it.
Jones's ball in is caught by Burge at the near post, who's caught by a high boot there from Jonathan Fort. The referee has let that go, and he's gone to ground as though he's the injured party here, the striker. Not too sure he was, the Barboudian. And it's launched from the edge of the box. We're into 2 minutes of added time at the end of this first half at the Ricoh. Coventry 0, Notts County 0 on Talksport 2. Going to be a throw on halfway for Coventry City. It all just gathers in a puddle that's just off the playing surface, and it's a short one that's taken. Back to Grimmer. Down the line he goes, into Biamu. Little layoff that time for Liam Kelly. Nice football down this right-hand side from Coventry City. Grimmer again will just square the ball into the centre circle. Doyle's there, and now the support comes from the fullback Stokes. Ahead of him down the line is Shipley. Tries to find Shipley, but again the pass wasn't up to much, and I think it was a struggle to get there in that water on the far side. And again, throw is taken to Burge, away to our left, and he'll now launch it from the edge of his penalty area onto that far touchline, looking for Shipley, who does well to keep it in. In fact, he nodded off of Tootle, and out of play for another throw on that far side. Last 30 seconds of added time at the end of this first half, then here on Talksport 2, where it's 0-0. And coming forward again is Shipley, outside of his left boot. He just tried to set Jones away on that far side, or sorry, Stokes away on that far side, should I say. And now Notts County are on the counter down this left-hand touchline. Here's George Grant heading towards the edge of the penalty area. Grant still going here on his right foot, tries the shot, and it's well over the top of the bar, and he'll be behind for a goal kick to Coventry City, and that will just about be the 2 minutes of added time at the end of a pulsating first half in the Ricoh Arena, where Mark McNulty has managed to hit the post and came very close to putting a ball over the line at the near post, but the goal decision system ruled and it didn't cross the line, and Adam Collin had made the save. An enthralling opening 45 minutes come to an end, but we are still without a goal here on Talksport 2. It's Coventry City 0, Notts County 0. Thank you, Will. Yeah, no changes for the second half. The personnel that's out are very much as you were in the opening 45 minutes. So Lee Burgess in goal for Coventry, Grimmer, Hyam, Davis and Stokes across the back, with Bayliss, Kelly, Doyle and Shipley in midfield, McNulty and Biamu up front for Coventry City. Then it's Collin in goal for Notts County, Tootle, Duffy, Brisley and Jones, Virtue, Hewitt, Noble and Grant across the middle, with Stead and Fort up front for Notts County. We are almost ready to go then for this second half. I'm sure they've all had a change of shirt, because thankfully the rain probably just, I was about to say it stopped, but it hasn't. It's still just drifting down. They've forked the far side of the pitch, which I think is probably a good move. This near side seemed to be holding up well, but that far side, there certainly appeared to be a few pools of water at times just stopping the ball, and it's going to be Coventry who will attack the end away to our right hand side, where their their travelling support is housed in this second half. And there's the first foul, and that's a little tug of the shirt from Mark McNulty inside the centre circle that's been penalised by the referee.
Although it's on the halfway line, you can see Colin here coming up to take it, the goalkeeper. They have to defend these better, Coventry. They have looked most likely or more likely here, Notts County, when the ball does go into the box, from at least picking up something first phase, second phase ball.
Colin to deliver. Again, they've sent all the big boys forward here. Have Notts County launched into the penalty area. Burge has come and has got a decent punch on it. It's left his goal unguarded though. It's a header from outside the box. Oh, it's off the line, and it's cleared away for Coventry City. What a remarkable goal that would have been for Notts County. A header from outside the box, but now they're going to get caught on the counter. Here's Biamu. He's got support down this left-hand side from Shipley. Shipley gets there. Across comes Tootle. Shipley gets the ball into the edge of the box. It's well held up. Edge of the penalty area. Lovely turn there by McNulty, who wins his side a corner on this near side. Well, what a goal that would have been up the other end after Burgess punched clearance.
Well, we spoke about it. Burgess come an awful long way. Look, Mark Robbins got his arms out saying, what are you doing? Just stay in your goal. And he's right. That was too far to come. He got away with that. The header was an X-arm, wasn't it? Over him. Just defended well in the end, actually. I didn't see who cleared it off the line, but it was a terrific goal line clearance.
Here's the corner down the left-hand side for Coventry City. It's going to be swung in by Liam Kelly, and he knocks it to that back post, and there's a free header and over the top of the bar. What an opportunity that was. The arrival of Jack Grimmer in the box, and from about 4 yards out he's put it over the top.
Well, he just had to get a glance on it, just the faintest of touches. Just got too much, went over the bar. Another gilt-edged opportunity, you'd have to say, 4 yards out.
It really was just 2 minutes into this second half, and already we've had one cleared off the line and a gilt-edged opportunity for Grimmer up the other end, and we've only been playing for 2 minutes of this second period. Burge away to our right. I'm sure he'll be staying in now after Mark Robbins has told him to. It's high in the air on halfway. Biamu wins the header, but it's forward this time by Liam Noble on that far side for Notts County. It just ricochets back off of Grimmer and over halfway, and now they go a little more direct towards Jonathan Fort. That comes down towards the edge of the penalty area instead, who didn't quite get there, and then the ball picked up in the middle of the park that time by Shipley, who gave it out wide here to Stokes, but Stokes' ball forward is intercepted. There's a header away this time by Hyam up to halfway, and then Shipley then just tries to set Bayliss away on this near side, but was unable to get there on this occasion, and it's into touch for a throw on this near side for Coventry City, midway inside their own half.
Well, both halves have started really, really quickly. Fast tempo again. It dipped at some points, didn't it? But now it's risen. It's got the crowd going too.
Well, what a chance that was for Jack Grimmer. I've just seen that on the replay. It looks like it come off his shoulder. Grimmer been impressive this season, named in the PFA Team of the Year. for League Two at right back.
You can see why he's been excellent tonight. Superb.
Doyle this time with a little looped ball over the top to try and find the run of McNulty, who was about 5 or 6 yards outside the penalty area. Couldn't quite find him on that occasion, and now a chance there for Virtue to play the ball forward for Notts County. Now going charging down that left-hand side is Grant. Oh, they've won the ball here towards the byline, using the conditions to their advantage here. County across the face of goal and in! Tucked in at the near post by Jonathan Fort for Notts County, who against the run of play have the advantage in this playoff semi-final first leg. The blue touch paper has been lit, but not by the home side, by Notts County. 4 minutes into the second half, it's Coventry 0, Notts County 1.
Well, out of nowhere, I think it's Dan Jones just keeps this alive. What a tackle out wide on the wing. Keeps it alive, goes to ground. I think he wins it back and puts in an absolutely fantastic cross. Jonathan Ford does what he does best, gets across the near post, gets the slightest of touches, steers it past Lee Burge.
Delirium away to our right hand side from the travelling Notts County support. Well, a wonderful challenge by Jones, who then got himself to the byline, and Fort, well, it's a wonderful finish with the inside of his left boot. He's just flicked it. What do you reckon of that finish, Dave?
Oh, it's beautiful, almost Zola-esque, wasn't it? That little Cruyff finish. But Dan Jones makes it, going to ground. He used the conditions to his advantage, really bright there, because he wasn't going to make it if he stayed on his feet. Had to go to ground, kept it in play. But you have to say the marking was awful. Just left all alone.
And about 4 yards out. And as the ball come across directly to him, with his left foot, he's just flicked it behind his right leg and into the back of Lee Burge's net. Well, you can hear the noise coming around the Rico, away to our right-hand side. The Notts County fans are delirious right now. Long way to go. 5 minutes into this second half on Talksport 2 at Coventry 0, Notts County 1. Colin again launches one into the box. It's at the far back stick. There's Fort there again, and Burge has to fall on that at the near post as he tried to turn it goalwards inside his 6-yard area. That long ball again catching Coventry City out. And well, all of their dominance has been harvested, has harvested nothing for Coventry City, and yet Notts County have come out the traps in this second half and they're at the races.
Well, one thing you'd have to say is I thought at half time maybe Mark Robbins would have said, look, we've got to stop, we've got to limit the amount of free kicks we give away, but they haven't. They've come out, it's almost been same as the first half, giving too many fouls, ill discipline, needless free kicks away, and where are they going? Straight in our box.
Now they're just lumping balls forward there from halfway, Coventry City, just to try and get it up towards McNulty, because they're struggling to get a foothold right now as Jones gets it forward over halfway for the visitors. Oh, and now a chance for Biamu. Got some space to run here, but that's a really good challenge in the middle of the park there from Elliot Hewitt. Just got down and slid in with that tackle, and it was enough to get the ball back as far as Colin, and then he'll go direct towards Stead, who doesn't win the header, but it does come down to Noble. Noble then gets it square to the left-hand edge of the box. Here's Grant. Grant on the run here, tries the shot, and it's straight at Burge, who makes the comfortable save at the edge of the 6-yard area.
Well, they have to force Grant outside onto his weaker left side. Can't allow him to cut in like that. The problem he's got, though, well, particularly Coventry and Grimmer down that right-hand side, as soon as Grant receives it, Dan Jones is on his bike on the outside, just giving him a bit of a problem.
Here's Biamu on the far side, keeps it in. Nice little ball cut inside to Kelly. Liam Kelly on the right gets the crossover, but no one's in the box really. McNulty the only one there at the edge of the 6-yard box, and it was way over his head and into the arms of Adam Collin away to our left-hand side. That's a goal for Fort then. He's only scored, what's that, his 8th goal of the season, his 31st appearance today. But it's the goal that separates these two sides right now. 7 minutes into the second half of the first leg of this playoff.
Well, in terms of his appearance and his chances that he's got, his actual goal return isn't too bad. He's a player I know well. He was at Southampton with me. He's a really nice boy, nice man. But you give him a chance, he's got a lovely left foot, he'll take it. He had one in the first half, he didn't that time. He finished it with real aplomb, you have to say.
Well, he scored 2 goals when these sides met at Meadow Lane earlier in the season, in that 2-1 victory for Notts County, so it's his 3rd of the campaign against Coventry, and he likes scoring against them. On the right hand side is Grimmer, who's 5 or 6 yards over halfway. This goes back to halfway where he finds Tom Davis. He'll launch one forward towards Biamu, gets a flick on, but nowhere near McNulty, and that's not really how Coventry play. They seem to be a little bit more direct in the second half.
They do. I just hope they settle down here. It's almost as if they're panicking at the minute. Obviously they're deflated. I guess they can't believe that they've conceded all the opportunities they've had.
Header won by Hyam. Well, he didn't really get there first. Fort helps it on into the path almost to have stared inside the penalty area, and it's well dealt with that time by Burge, who come out to the penalty spot to collect, and he'll, with that trusty left boot of his, launch it forward. We finally have a goal in our League 2 playoffs here on Talksport 2. It was 0-0 earlier today between Lincoln and Exeter. They go again on Thursday in the southwest. These boys will go again on Friday night, but will Notts County take a lead back to Meadow Lane? We shall see. Middle of the park, it's fallen a bit lucky there for Liam Kelly in the centre circle. Out to this near side, he finds Shipley, who's really casual with his first pass, and then Doyle. The referee got a little bit in the way and denied Doyle, and Shipley again is just closed down very quickly by Liam Noble. The midfield too of Notts County seem far more on it at the start of this second half and closing space down.
Well, again, Liam Noble's a player I know. He's actually in the youth team at Sunderland when I was there. Really combative, gets stuck in, likes the physical side of it, will rat. Just what you want in front of that back four. As you say, him and Hewitt, they've got something to hold on to now. That's the key, that's the difference.
He was playing for Forest Green in the National League playoffs last year. He was signed in January by Kevin Nolan, 26, Liam Noble. And his 12th appearance since joining. Back in the starting lineup today in place of Michael O'Connor, who apparently did very well against Luton and was probably a little bit unlucky to lose his place. Here's County at the edge of the penalty area again. Now on the right with Tootle. Tootle's cross over towards the back post, too much on it. George Grant is there, and he'll try and just keep the ball in, but it needs the intervention of Beermoot, and it's going to be a throw for Notts County, level with the 6-yard box on that far side. And it's going to be Dan Jones, the provider of the cross for Fort's goal. Right-footed ball into the penalty area, and there's a foul at the edge of the box. A little shove that time on. That time it was Dominic Hyam, and it's going to be, which is Chris Stokes who got the shove, I think. And it's going to be a free kick for Coventry. We've had 10 minutes of the second half on Talksport 2. Coventry 0, Notts County 1. A reminder at 10 o'clock tonight, Will Gavin's here with all the football highlights and interviews from all of the football action today. And then at midnight tonight, Saturday Night Soccer, where we'll catch up with all the goings on stateside in the MLS as well. That's to come later tonight here on Talksport 2. And that's ahead of another day of live sport for you tomorrow. From 11 in the morning, we've got more IPL cricket for you. The Chennai Super Kings taking on the Sunrisers Hyderabad. That's followed by Arsene Wenger's final game, the end of an era, as the Arsenal manager signs off as they travel to Huddersfield. And of course, they're without a victory in 2018 away from home in the Premier League. Then it's League One playoff action as well, the second leg of Shrewsbury versus Charlton, and we round off the day with Levante against Barcelona in La Liga. That's 11 hours of continuous live sport for you tomorrow on Talksport 2. Here's a change. Matthew Virtue's coming off. Luis Alessandra is coming on for Notts County. So the first change of the game, just 11 minutes into this second half, and the introduction of Alessandra.
So I think that's just to provide a bit more energy and know-how down this right-hand side. He was fairly quiet, wasn't he, Matty Virtue?
Yeah, 40th appearance of the season for Alessandra, so he's certainly played his part for Notts County, starting around about half of those games. And now he's into the fray early on in the second half of this League 2 playoff first leg. It's a nice bit of play by Shipley, helping it out wide on this near side to Stokes, but they're a bit slow in their movement, and now a chance for County, and Burgess come charging to the edge of his penalty area, and he's just about gathered that at the edge of the box under pressure from Jonathan Fort, and it's real end-to-end stuff now. Here come Coventry wide, they're chasing the game a little. Here's Michael Doyle at the edge of the centre circle. They trail Notts County by a goal to nil, and now down that far side Liam Kelly cutting in onto his right foot again. He's continued the run, has Jack Grimmer, and Grimmer gets to the byline, tries to get the crossover, and wins inside the corner on that far side. The Coventry City right, it's their second of this second half, and it'll be Kelly. I think he's going to deliver. No, he's going to leave this one, I think, for Jordan Shipley.
Well, you can see why Grimmer's in the team of the season. He just made something out of nothing there, won his team a corner.
And it's going to be Shipley on that far side. McNulty and Grimmer are lurking inside the 6-yard area. Shipley swings that one over. It's coming towards Davis, who tries to win the first header, but it's easily cleared away and is picked up by Noble. Noble over the top for Fort to chase after. Burge has come to the edge of his box again, and this time the ball bounces nicely into his arms quite comfortably. And he's immediately looking to bowl the ball out and to set Coventry City on their way once more, and this time it's with young Tom Bayliss on that far side. Out to Kelly on the left foot. Ball chipped in towards the edge of the penalty area. Biamu is going to chase after it on this near side, and he's done well to get there first because he was certainly second in that race early on, but Biamu with a bit of clever running has managed to do effectively to get away from Tootle, who's then fouled Biamu, but the referee says play on because McNulty has possession on this near side, chips the ball into the box, comes off of Shipley and Bayliss and almost breaks towards Shipley again at the edge of the penalty area. Doyle's missed it in the middle of the park, still got the ball at feet. Fort though is going to step across him and win it, and I'm not sure if Doyle actually got a call from any of his teammates then, but he's been dispossessed from behind, and now a chance for Alessandra to bring it forward for Notts County, over halfway to that left hand side. Daniel Jones has it, back to halfway again, right footed. Bisley lifts it into the box and just over the top of Stead and into the arms of Lee Burge. It's a great game as we head towards the hour mark, and Notts County leading by a goal to nil.
It is. The only problem I see with Coventry, they don't actually play with any wingers, so Bayliss and Shipley, look how narrow they are, they're almost playing as a box, so they've got the front two, Shipley and Bayliss in behind them, so the only width really is coming from the full-backs, but they've been slow to receive, haven't actually done that well with it, particularly down this left-hand side. Stokes has been wasteful, need to do better when they get wide.
Doyle gets it out wide to Grimmer, and then charging forward on that far side again is Grimmer, and once more Liam Kelly picks it up, but it's easily cleared by Jones.
Well, you're asking a midfielder there to do a winger's job, so Liam Kelly's playing central midfield, but he's actually running into those spaces, into the channels. Just got no width, Coventry.
Well, Fort almost had an opportunity, but Doyle's done really well to win that back. And there's Liam Kelly, puts it in the middle of the park to Shipley. Shipley hits one from distance. Well, I don't know where the rugby posts are, but that would have been more appropriate for when the Wasps are playing here. Not the best of efforts from Shipley from a whole 35 yards out.
Well, he's the left winger, but he's actually playing centrally, so just means Stokes has to get out here much earlier to provide the width. He's not doing that, so Shipley shooting from 30 yards, and really you need the option wide. That's what McNulty will thrive off, getting it wide, get some balls into the box.
And finishing 5th or 6th in this league is never the most prosperous way to get yourselves promoted via the playoffs. The 6th place team, of course, in this instance Coventry, have won promotion to League One just once in the last 10 years. That was Stevenage back in 2011. And the 5th place team, well, they've not fared much better, but they've gone up once in the last 8 years, and that was Southend in 2015. So very much favours the teams that finish 4th and 7th in the playoffs in League 2. As that ball's chipped down the line here for McNulty to chase after, and he's really on his bike there to get after that, and that's really good defending that time from Richard Duffy. So he mentioned 4 separate loan spells here at Coventry City for Duffy. He's made the most appearances anyone who's been on loan at the Sky Blues, but at the moment he's doing a really good job for Notts County in shutting Coventry City out. They've actually failed to score 6 times here this season in the league. Suffered 6 home defeats as well. Looks like another one could be on the cards, and as they can turn this round in the next 28 minutes. They trail by a goal to nil, and again that's just been given away. That's poor that time from Jack Grimmer as he approached the edge of the penalty area. It was a pass really to nobody apart from a crowd of Notts County players. Throwing on this near side on halfway. Thankfully the rain has abated and the pitch looking a little bit better now in this second half. No water spraying up as the ball's played around. This should play into the hands a little more of Coventry City. There's Doyle, lovely ball out wide to the right where he finds Kelly. Now Grimmer's on the overlap, charging forward. Biamu, Shipley and McNulty are in the penalty area as Kelly plays it in towards McNulty. Doesn't reach him, easily met as the first man by Sean Brisley, and now the substitute Luis Alessandra will come forward down the right for Notts County into the feet of Fort, who just tries to turn away on that far side and just runs it out of play under pressure from Dominic Hyam, and that's going to be a goal kick for Coventry away to our right hand side. You're listening to Talksport 2. These are the EFL playoffs, all of them live across the Talksport network, and it's Coventry 0, Notts County 1.
I think it's been a good sub from Kevin Nolan bringing on Alessandro. He's just saying to him, when you do receive it there, just run with it, bring us up the pitch. The likes of Doyle won't be able to live with him. He's got far too much pace. I wouldn't say Coventry have run out of ideas, but at the minute that's what it looks like. They look unsure in terms of how they're playing. The crowd obviously getting agitated. There's a lot of young players out there, really a test for their early fledgling careers here, whether they can come through this.
Well, that's probably where the old head and the experience, which Notts County have a little more, maybe comes to the fore as Stead flicks that on to Fort, who's lurking at the edge of the penalty area. And now out wide on this right hand side, it was Stead just trying to feed the ball through that time to Alessandra, and Kevin Nolan is furious that that pass went astray. He kicks every ball on this near touchline, doesn't he?
Well, he just wants Stead just to take a bit of care there. You know, that's why he's there. He's that platform, that bit of quality. That's why he's in the side. So when he receives it, make sure you find someone.
As we mentioned earlier, it's not for his goal scoring at the minute, just 9 goals this season. This is 44th appearance, 39th start, and he hasn't found the back of the net since February. Now, there's a problem here for Biamu, and some treatment immediately being offered up to the Sky Blue centre forwards. We'll take a moment to remind you of some of the other results today, of course, across our live games when it's come to the playoffs. In the Championship, that was live over on Talksport earlier. Nile Jedenak's goal giving Aston Villa a 1-0 victory against Middlesbrough. Lunchtime today, Scunthorpe 2, Rotherham 2 it finished. They'll play to a finish on Wednesday night. And at 3 o'clock this afternoon we brought you Lincoln 0, Exeter 0. That game concludes on Thursday. And then of course right now Notts County leading Coventry here by a goal to 0. Final day of the Premier League tomorrow, as well as the second leg of the playoff between Shrewsbury and Charlton in League One. Shrewsbury taking an advantage home in that fixture, of course. And as I mentioned, we've got Arsene Wenger's final game at Huddersfield for you here on Talksport 2 tomorrow afternoon, while over on Talksport, as ever, it's the last match day live of the season as we take you round the grounds on the final afternoon of the Premier League. They're going to be based in Liverpool, of course, with Liverpool trying to secure that top 4 finish. We're back underway, and it looks like he's okay to continue. There's a header's run just outside the edge of the penalty area for Coventry City. It's forward by Doyle and Kelly up to halfway. Little layoff that time by McNulty. And then the run is on as the ball's pinged out wide to that far side by Liam Kelly. Taken down by George Grant, and Grant just goes on a run at Grimmer, up towards the feet though of Ford, who holds the ball up nicely. And that at the moment is kind of what Coventry City are lacking, someone to hold that ball up out wide on that left hand side. Ford with the ball into the penalty area early, instead tried the little layoff to try and find Grant, who was lurking at the edge of the box. Grant's there again, but then he's dispossessed nicely by Doyle. And Doyle now will bring it up towards halfway. Oh, lovely bit of combination play for Coventry City. Now down this left-hand side. Here's Stokes. Infield he goes. Little turn that time from Bayliss. Bayliss at the edge of the box. Drops the shoulder, gets the shot away. And it's just wide of the right-hand upright of Adam Collin. Best bit of play from Coventry in the second half, that.
It was lovely little combination play. As you say, Bayliss playing in that inside pocket. Brilliant little turn, but again, he's missed the target. Has to do better if he is playing in that inside role. He's got to be more productive, more proficient. Another missed opportunity.
Born in Leicester, just 19 years of age, Tom Bayliss, but he's scored 2 goals in his last 3 games for the Sky Blues towards the end of the season. That was as they started to rack up a few decent victories. Long ball forward by Colin, as ever for Notts County. That's the tactic, and they very much stick to it. There's a foul there in the process on Doyle. Actually, it was on Kelly that time, and it's going to be a free kick, which will be taken from the back by Tom Davis. No sign of any changes at the moment on that Coventry City bench. There's a few players out warming up, Jordan Willis being one of them. Biamu gets a flick on there in the box towards McNulty. It's cleared away by Alessandra up to halfway. Header one first there by Dominic Hyam, and then launch forward down that far side, the right, towards Jordan Shipley. Header though is going to go into touch from Dan Jones. And the throw-in taken very quickly on that far side, midway inside the Notts County half for Coventry City. Running onto this down the right is Bayliss again. Bayliss cuts it back to Grimmer. Grimmer across the penalty area. It's teed up at the edge of the box, more by luck than by judgment, I think, for Liam Kelly. And on that basis, Kelly wasn't able to get there and fire a shot away. But Coventry do keep possession inside the centre circle. And here is Kelly out to Grimmer. Run down the line coming from Shipley, but Grimmer's going it alone, it would appear. Infield he goes to Shipley. on his left foot, pings it into the box, looking for McNulty, but again he's not getting his head onto the end of that one. Nodded forward by Davis. Biamu with the flick on, edge of the penalty area. It bounces down in the D at the edge of the box, but is easily cleared away by Sean Brisley and deep into the Coventry City half, where they'll take a throw on this near side.
Well, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place at the minute, Coventry, because they are going back to front. The problem is if they don't win that first one, Doyle is far too deep. He can't make the ground up. Same with Kelly. They just don't really have the legs, the athleticism. It's dropping in Notts County. They're just happy then just to hook it on.
There's a throw down this near touchline, taken short, where it's picked up again by Notts County, and on this occasion by Alessandra, and they'll get themselves a throw here, 10 yards inside the Coventry City half. Alan Smith and Shola Amiobi emerge from the Notts County dugout for a warm-up. Smith, of course, as I mentioned earlier, 37 now, Amiobi 36. Smith hasn't actually scored a goal since 2012 when he was playing for Milton Keynes in the league. But it's clearly an option for Kevin Nolan today with his experience. Into the playoffs, of course, from his time at Manchester United and Leeds and various other places. Midway inside his own half, Coventry City launch it forward. Oh, it's a great ball. It's picked out. McNulty on that far side. Biamu's with him. Edge of the penalty area. Decides to go alone. Nearly comes across to Biamu after an intervention from Dan Jones inside the penalty area. But it doesn't quite reach him, and it's away. Terrific ball forward to McNulty.
There's a brilliant ball. There he is, going into that sort of space. He likes that right-hand channel. Favours it a lot. Didn't get his head up though, didn't realise there was cover coming round the side, but they've kept it alive though, Coventry.
They have, level with the edge of the box. Grimmer on the far side, in towards the edge of the penalty area. Here's Bayliss. Bayliss just pushing it wide again for Grimmer. Back to Kelly. Kelly doesn't decide to go into the box. Instead they try and work it here at the edge of the penalty area, again with Bayliss. Now across to Doyle. Room on this near side for Stokes if Doyle can find him. And Stokes does have some space, but he's immediately closed down and has to offload early into Biamu inside the penalty area. Biamu forced out towards the corner flag on this near side by Alessandra, and then he clips him from behind and concedes the free kick to Notts County.
Oh, sloppy there from Biamu. He received it, he just had a simple pass, but he passed one way and looked the other, too casual. It's not the right time to do that.
I think Jordan Ponticelli is going to be the player who's going to come on and enter the fray here for Coventry City. Ponticelli, another one of their youngsters, just 19 years of age. He scored 3 in his last 6 games. He scored against Notts County in April, and he's on to replace Jordan Shipley. That's the only change so far from Coventry City as we enter the last 19 minutes of this first leg, with Notts County leading by a goal to nil. Well, they need to see some kind of change here, Coventry City. They know that they at least need to go to Meadow Lane on terms. There's McNulty, and the foul is given against McNulty. Well, it looked a bit like 6 of one and half a dozen of the other between him and Brisley there at the edge of the penalty area. McNulty was the one who ended up on the ground, and the referee gives it the way of the visitors.
Well, the pass just went the wrong side. He obviously tried to wrap his body and turn Brisley around. They both went to the ground. I think he got it right that time, Gavin Ward.
Talksport 2, home of course, the 72 on Talksport 2. It's been our twice weekly programme throughout the season, looking at everything EFL, and now we're down to the business end of the season. Here's a chance to get a shot away on this near side, but not delivered in the end for Notts County. The edge of the penalty area just opened up a bit there for, I think it was Alessandra who had the chance.
It was a great, I tell you what, it was a great interception from Biamu back there doing a defensive job. Just took it off the toe of Alessandra. It's just about to pull the trigger.
It was, and it was from a decent angle as well.
I'm sure they'd rather Biamu though was up that end. It's far too...
he's certainly working hard, is Biamu, and McNulty again. They're all deep inside the Coventry half, that midway inside their own territory, trying to pick the ball up. There's nothing forward.
Well, Notts County are dictating now because they're going back to front. Actually, the tactic of bringing Biamu deeper and deeper means that actually McNulty has to then come deeper, and the whole 11 are now 30 yards from their own goal. This is playing into Notts County's hands.
There's a throw on this near side, short into Alessandro again, who's twisting and turning towards the edge of the penalty area. He teams up with Grant, and then Doyle has to intervene, and Doyle's quite lucky there as he tried to clear it. It's ricocheted out of play. off of Elliot Hewitt and out for a goal kick away to our right hand side. 17 minutes left of the first leg of this League 2 playoff semi-final. First time Coventry City have been in the playoffs. They trail Notts County by a goal to nil. Jonathan Fort's goal early in this second half separating these two sides. On halfway is Grimmers as he strides forward into Notts County territory. Grimmers down that right hand side. Jack Grimmer is on a decent run as well towards the corner flag. Then he's fouled and there's going to be a free kick there. Level with a penalty spot, a yard in from that far touchline for Coventry City right. And the first yellow card of the game for Notts County is why you can hear these ironic cheers, and it goes to George Grant.
Oh, Grimmer's been outstanding. Won another free kick. He just makes something out of nothing. It's been superb all game. Great attacking outlet. Here's the fullback though, not really playing with wingers, Coventry. It looks like Biamu also is operating out on this left hand side, and Bayliss almost a number 10. And just McNulty as the lone striker.
Here comes the free kick to be delivered by Kelly. It is level with a penalty spot right on that far touchline. They've got plenty of bodies forward here as well, and the flicker is McNulty, and it's come off of Notts County shoulder and out for a corner. The referee has spotted that. I thought there was an appeal for a hand there. McNulty got up and he got the header, but it was straight into a deflection and over the top of the bar. Here comes a corner then. Kelly again will deliver from that right hand side, headed away at the near post easily that time by Jones, and now the counter's on and it's 2 against 2, and it's Fort who's looking up. He's got Grant alongside him to the right hand side. It goes down, a free kick, and that's going to be another yellow card, and that's going to be shown to Dominic Hyam this time for the foul on Jonathan Fort. Just as Hyam caught up with him, he clipped his heels, and Grant picked up his 9th yellow card of the season moments ago, and Hyam has now picked himself up a yellow card as well.
Well, Bayliss completely misjudged that. He's doing a defensive job, although they're attacking on the corner. Coventry, they've got Bayliss back defending in front of Jonathan Fort, but just went far too early. Ball bounced over his head. Now they've got a free kick in and around their box. Really poor defending from Bayliss.
15 minutes remaining at the Rico on Talksport 2. Coventry 0, Notts County 1. Undoubtedly Coventry need a goal here. More conversations again between Kevin Nolan and his team. It absolutely is the heartbeat of this Notts County side, that's for sure. As Grant knocks that into the box, it's away by Biamu, edge of the penalty area. Here's Alessandra out wide to the right edge of the box, trying to work his way through, but he's closed down by 2 sky blue shirts, those of Stokes and Doyle, who put the ball out of play for what will be a throw to Notts County on this near side.
He's been excellent since he's come on. Alessandra just makes something out of nothing, just keeps the ball alive. He moves the ball well. Buy you a foul, buy you a free kick and a throw.
Michael O'Connor's coming on to replace Liam Noble, who of course missed out when the sides when they played Luton last week. Noble wasn't available, and now it looks like there's going to be another change here. I think Notts County are being forced into a second change as well, are they? Duffy has come over and has just taken the armband off. Whether he's saying I need to come off, he's given it to Michael O'Connor, who will take over as captain. And O'Connor is on. Duffy, well, he looks like he's okay to continue as O'Connor enters the fray.
Again, I think that's a good substitution just to keep the energy high, fresh legs.
Here's the throw down the right hand side for Notts County. They're in no rush to do anything now, that's for sure. Biamu's back there again defending. Now he picks the ball up level with the edge of his own box. Oh, lovely little flick that time to set Bayliss away. On the charge now, Bayliss over halfway, those rangy legs of his. Lovely pass out wide to the right hand side. Now an opportunity here for the Sky Blues. They got body forward. Grimmer is there. Grimmer then just stabs it into the box. No real precision on the pass or energy either. And in the end it's easily cleared for Notts County. Disappointing end to what looked like a decent break.
Absolutely, that's where you need that bit of quality, that care. Really surprised at Grimmer there. He's got to pick somebody out.
Here's Doyle. Right on the left hand side is Stokes in plenty of space. Stokes on his left foot. Early ball in. It's behind McNulty. Never going to reach him. It's away by Jones. There's Kelly. Oh, and he's just immediately given the ball away to John Stead. Stead on this near side will find Alessandra. Up the line he'll go to Fort, who's trying to give a little bit of a schooling there to Hyam, but Hyam does really well this time, and his side get the throw on this near touchline.
They've struggled out wide, Coventry, tonight. poor balls into the box, just don't give your front two a chance. A lot of it, I guess, all the onus is on the fullbacks. If the fullbacks are going to play like wingers, then they've got to be able to deliver like them, and tonight they haven't. Balls into the box have been poor.
They have. There's no doubt about that. Ponticelli on that far side has just run the ball into touch. The local boy, bit of a cult hero around here to Sky Blue fans, is Jordan Ponticelli. 20th appearance of the season for him. Throw on that far side for Notts County. Midway inside their own half. They lead here by a goal to nil. Crucial goal from Jonathan Ford at the start of this second half. Back towards halfway. Right-footed, the ball is played into the middle by Elliot Hewitt for Notts County, but they've lost possession here again as forward comes Bayliss. Now down this left-hand side, Biamu is going to get there first. Angle of the penalty area on the left. Right-footed, he plays it into the centre. Kelly hits one. It's blocked by the face that time of Hewitt. Comes out again on this near side for Stokes, back to halfway. Hyams there. Oh, and he's been dispossessed by Fort down this near side. He certainly can't afford to put a challenge in on him, having just been booked for bringing down this very same player. Fort, though, will just hold the ball up nicely. Gets support from Luis Alessandra on this near side. Alessandra with the ball at feet, cuts in towards the angle of the box. Into the penalty area goes to Stead, who holds the ball up. Out wide again to Fort on this near side. Just over 10 minutes remaining, and no rush from Notts County. They lead by a goal to nil. Couple of step overs from Fort onto his left foot, then onto his right, back onto his left again, tries to chip it in, and then tries to hit one with power as it cannons back off the defender, but he puts it well wide at the left-hand post.
He didn't really want to shoot there, Jonathan Fort. He just wanted to kill time in the corner. He was 1v1 though, made the right decision, just a poor connection. It looked like they've run out of ideas at the minute, Coventry. Biamu's definitely operating wide on this left. He's doing too much defensive work for me. You want to see him in the box.
And he goes up and wins a header there in the middle of the park. But it's easily cleared away for Notts County into Coventry territory. Picked up on halfway again. This time by Elliot Hewitt, who pushes the ball out wide. Here comes Alessandro again. Helped on its way to this near touchline. Right-footed ball in from Tootle. Easily into the arms of Lee Burge at the edge of the 6-yard box. And immediately Coventry try to counter again on that right-hand side. The ball from Grimmer. It's diagonal towards Biamu, who wins the header. Both he and Michael O'Connor end up on the floor. Now it's won by Liam Kelly, who goes down. Referee says play on because Coventry have the ball. And it's with Grimmer down the right-hand side. Grimmer midway inside the Notts County half. He goes infield to Liam Kelly. Kelly gives it short that time to Ponticelli. Out wide. In comes Grimmer. Short for Bayliss. They're playing with it in a small patch of the Rico on that far side at the edge of the Notts County penalty area. Now Grimmer with a chance to deliver maybe. This one's a better cross, is it? No, it's over the top of everyone and safely into the arms of Adam Collin. That was about 5 or 6 yards over here.
Well, I spoke about how well he done Grimmer, but actually the last couple of deliveries have been so weak, so tame. Look, he's got his head in his hands. He knows he's got to do better. If your fullbacks are going to play as wingers and they're going to get a lot of the ball, then they've got to have quality when it goes in there. It's been really lacking tonight, Coventry, especially out wide.
8.5 minutes remaining of this first leg. There's a head injury which needs to be treated. It gives me a chance to remind you about more playoff football coming your way tomorrow. And it's all part of 11 hours of live sport here on Talksport 2. Shrewsbury against Charlton. It's the second leg of the League One playoff between those two sides. We've got that for you from 5:15 tomorrow afternoon. That follows on the back, of course, of Arsene Wenger's final game as Arsenal manager as they travel to Huddersfield. Prior to that, we've got IPL cricket with the Chennai Super Kings taking on the Sunrisers Hyderabad. And we round off the day tomorrow with a bit of La Liga action for you. Levante against Barcelona in La Liga. That's 11 hours of continuous sport here on Talksport 2. Another change. We see Johnson Clark-Harris come on for Coventry to replace Biamu. I suspect Biamu has got very little left inside those legs after a real all-action effort tonight for Coventry City, but to no avail so far.
Well, that's right. Look, I think he's done really, really well tonight. I mean, he's made a big step up, obviously, from Sutton. ironically for Coventry fans, but I think he's been an excellent sign. He's done well tonight. Obviously moved that wide onto the left, which I feel asked too much of him defensively. I just wonder if it's a signal. We see a lot of fans now making the move, leaving, whether they've lost that little bit of belief. Obviously all those opportunities in the first half and at the start of the second, haven't taken them, they've been punished.
Well, they've got 7 more minutes plus added time to find themselves a goal here. Coventry City to take to Meadow Lane. They trail by a goal to nil. Here are Coventry in the middle of the park. O'Connor trying to win it back in a tough battle there with alongside Hewitt, and there's a foul for Coventry City. The challenge on Doyle. And Doyle will take it quickly, and out wide on this left-hand side is Stokes. First touch of the game here for Clark Harris. And just holds the ball up, and has got some energy which has been lacking in the last few minutes. He's running at defenders here, Johnson Clark Harris, down this left hand side, gets towards the byline, then completely overruns it, and out of play for what will be a goal kick again for Notts County away to our left hand side, but at least a little bit of attacking intent.
That's right, he carried the ball ever so well, good feet, but just again that bit of quality. They say the closer you get the goal, the more perfect you have to be, and tonight I think especially around that box, Coventry have been far from perfect. They had the chances, but in terms of their connection, their final decision, their shot, quality's been missing.
Rob Milson, who of course played I think for Fulham in the Premier League at least once, is going to be coming on for Notts County in that final change shortly. In the meantime though, it's Ponticelli on that far side for Coventry City, on halfway, giving the ball back inside to Grimmer. And now out wide again for Grimmer after a little exchange of passes between him and Doyle and Davies up towards the edge of that Notts County penalty area. They work it. Free kick goes Coventry's way for a foul on Doyle on halfway. And again Doyle looking to play that quickly. There is no rush from this Notts County side. They very much have learnt from their manager, I think, in terms of all the tricks in the book. And he does have them all. He, as we mentioned, learnt from the master, spending so much of his time under Sam Allardyce's tutelage. Ponticelli back towards halfway. Leighton Orient was his first managerial role, of course, as player manager. He came to Notts County in a similar vein, but we've not seen much football from him for a while, as that one's in towards McNulty, or the keeper comes and it breaks out on this near side to Bayliss, whose first touch may have been a bit heavy, goes down in the box for a penalty, and it's given. The tackle on Bayliss is punished by the referee, and it's a penalty kick for Coventry City, and it's going to be a yellow card as well for Richard Duffy, who surrounded the referee. The penalty for the challenge on Tom Bayliss, and a chance for Coventry City to get themselves on terms.
Well, not for the first time. A really poor punch from Colin here. Just puts his defence in all sorts of trouble. Bayliss picks it up, but his first touch is really heavy. Takes him into the area. To be honest, it looked like he got the ball there. I'm unsure that's a penalty. Kevin Nolan is raging down here on the sideline.
Well, he's been raging most of the game, but he is absolutely raging right now. And I think it's the challenge from Michael O'Connor. Michael O'Connor, I think, that was penalised. Mark McNulty will take the penalty. 23 goals in the league this season already. He's got 8 in his last 9 games. McNulty then from 12 yards to give Coventry City a lifeline in the first leg of this playoff semi-final. It's McNulty against Colin. McNulty hits it into the bottom corner. Absolutely no doubt about it. He sends Colin the wrong way, and he whirls away to celebrate at the Rico. The Sky Blues are on terms in this playoff semi-final. It's Coventry City 1, Notts County 1.
Well, it was a perfectly placed penalty. McNulty has been their shining light, I guess. He's the one with that bit of stardust about him, the X Factor. I think he's got his goal that he's deserved. It's game on now.
Well, it certainly is. No doubt in the mind of Gavin Ward that was a penalty. Not had the chance to see a replay as yet, but it certainly was dispatched with aplomb by Mark McNulty. And they share his name with the old golfer, of course. Steely nerves. He used to hold putts like that with just calmness and the pressure. You could feel it all around, couldn't you?
Well, we did say that they'd run out of ideas, and actually the goal came from going back to front, a bit Route 1, a bit Notts County like. Poor punch though from Alan Collin. Didn't get enough distance on it. Fell to Bayliss.
It's a well-struck penalty now. The tails are up. Last 2 minutes plus added time at the end of this game, one apiece. This playoff semi-final is beautifully set up. There's a challenge there from O'Connor, who's just got himself booked for a foul there. And the challenge on Johnson Clark-Harris. And it's going to be a free kick for Coventry. The cards are certainly coming out now from the referee. Duffy was put moments ago, now O'Connor.
Well, he's got to be careful, O'Connor here. This is not the impact that Kevin Nolan would have wanted with his experience coming on. He's the captain of the team. Got to show some restraint here. It's another ball that's going to come in their box.
Well, I think they're taking their time over this, and it's going to be delivered by Doyle this time. It's 10 yards inside the Notts County half. It's to the back post. Can they get a winner? It's just wide, and the left hand upright. The shot coming in that time from Clark-Harris, who's not been on the field very long. It just fell to him about 10 yards out. He gets the shot away, and he puts it wide with the left hand upright.
Well, it's a good ball into the box. Tom Davies got up ever so well, won the first header. I think if that was on Harris's left foot, it might have been different. Fell onto his right. Again, another poor connection.
Well, what drama in these playoffs already across the Talksport network here on Talksport 2. Coventry 1, Notts County 1. We had a 2-2 at lunchtime today, and both of those championship playoffs are set up nicely, with Derby having a goal lead to take to Fulham, and Villa having a goal lead to take back to Villa Park after beating Middlesbrough by a 0-0 earlier this afternoon. Nothing to choose. We've got some really tense second legs that will be coming up in the next few days across the Talksport network. As we head towards the 90-minute mark, the fourth official, Andy Haynes, is out with his board. And how many more minutes will Coventry have to try and find a winner in this game? 6, says the referee. 6 minutes of added time, and we're into them now. And that's just buoyed the crowd. Forward to McNulty, who can't quite get there. Headed away inside the centre circle. Notts County pick it up, and it's with O'Connor out wide to the left-hand side. George Grant has the ball at feet. Jones has gone beyond him. He goes back in field, though, to O'Connor on halfway. Now wide down the right-hand side. Forward to Luis Alessandro towards the edge of the penalty area. Alessandro's there. Tootle goes outside him, but he just checks back infield towards the edge of the penalty area. O'Connor chips it forward. Stead's there inside the box, just trying to hold the ball up, and in the end he runs it out of play. And that will be a goal kick away to our right-hand side to be taken by Lee Burge, and we've had about a minute of the 6 that have been added in this game.
Well, it's been a fantastic first leg, hasn't it? You'd have to say, end to end, plenty of drama, some goalmouth action. A bit more quality though, we would have seen more goals, that's for sure.
Well, that's 87th minute penalty from Mark McNulty, levelling things up. Well, it seems to be, just having a look at that replay, that Tootle does win the ball fairly from Bayliss.
It looked like that to me. It was a heavy first touch, he got across well to me.
They've got lucky here, Coventry City. Not to say that across the 90 minutes they probably haven't deserved something, but you just don't get it like that. That was Tootle's initial challenge that looks to have been a good one, but the referee awarded the penalty after the youngster Bayliss went down. And now Coventry just launching it forward. There's a foul there on halfway, and it's Tootle this time who commits it on McNulty, and it's going to be another free kick for Coventry. We have had 2 of the 6 minutes that have been added at the end of this game. Free kick just outside the centre circle, taken quickly by Doyle, who finds Kelly. You can see he's feeling the pace now, Michael Doyle, just in his gait as he moves forward. Here's Grimmer, Jack Grimmer inside the box to McNulty, back to goal. McNulty, lovely turn at the byline. Oh, he's lost his man completely, gets it across the face and goal! And it's not quite poked home at the near post by Johnson Clark-Harris. Wonderful bit of play by McNulty. He sold his man completely. You may have to pull him out the turf there. He was twisted and turned so many times, and then the ball across is just poked wide.
Oh, magic feet, twisted and turning, lovely little Cruyff turn, good set across goal, but again Johnson Clark just couldn't hit the target. if they could, Coventry. I guess for both sides though, look, both strikers have scored, so I think for Kevin Nolan will be pleased. Jonathan Fort give me a bit of confidence going into the second leg, and same with McNulty.
Well, Duffy is limping around, that's for sure. On halfway, the ball lifted forward towards the edge of the penalty area. Decent header one there by Tom Davis. Notts County tried to bring it down. Jonathan Fort has gone down in some discomfort. The ball's still on the field though. Notts County have it, and they're heading back towards halfway. Little touch off down that left hand side. Raiding forward now again is Daniel Jones, the provider of the Notts County goal earlier on. Fort is still down, but Notts County haven't put the ball out of play. The referee not inclined to blow the whistle, of course, and Coventry certainly wouldn't put it out if they had it. Duffy forward down this near side to Tootle. Tootle tries to go down the line, but it runs out of play. And that's going to be a throw into Coventry City midway inside their own half.
It's out of play now, but a minute too late. Jonathan Fort's up now.
No surprise that within the stadium, Mark McNulty's been announced as the man of the match for Coventry City, of course, always a home player. Header one, a decent header one that time by Sean Brisley, who's come deep inside the centre circle to launch that forward towards Fort on the far side, who is still limping around in some discomfort. We've had 4 of the 6 minutes added, and we are going to see the introduction of Alan Smith. They were making a change earlier to bring Robert Milsom on, but it's going to be Alan Smith for the last 90 seconds, and again Fort has gone down, and the referee is going to allow him to get some treatment if required. He's actually off the field then in discomfort, and he's walked onto the pitch and gone down. So certainly playing the game, Jonathan Fort, the scorer of the Notts County goal. One apiece. We're into stoppage time here on Talksport 2.
You're cynical, aren't you, Adam?
I am, yeah. He was off the field, he was fine, and then he walked back on and then collapsed into a heap.
Well, there's no doubt there's a few players out there. Look at Duffy feeling the effects. Been a very heavy pitch, blood and guts. I'm sure there's a few players there feeling it.
I've not seen any guts, if I'm honest. I haven't seen too much blood either. Listen, you're just standing up for him as a fellow striker, aren't you? That's all that is. I think they're radioing across here that maybe he's going to have to come off, which is fair enough, because Alan Smith is ready to come on for Notts County anyway. It may not have been the change that they planned to make, but it may be a change that they're going to have to make, and he is going to make his way off on the far side, and Alan Smith will enter the fray then. On he comes, his 4th season at Notts County. Hasn't started a game since March 2017, the 37-year-old, and as I mentioned, he hasn't scored since 2012 when he was playing at the MK Dons, but he's out there for his experience, you would guess, in the final exchanges of this playoff first leg. We've had 5.5 minutes of the 6 that were added, but we've just wasted about a minute there over Jonathan Fort. I say wasted in a possible harsh manner, because I'm sure the referee's about to add it on. Here's Doyle with a left foot clip forward. What a ball that is, into the chest of McNulty, who's done really well. Skips away from the first challenge and tries to pop it through to the edge of the box. O'Connor was there though to intervene. Smith tries to get his first touch, but Doyle picks up the ball at the edge of the centre circle for Coventry City. He's got Kelly alongside him, and it's Kelly he goes to, and then again they find Doyle. Grimmer is in space on the right hand side. He's got a chance to put the ball in here. We've had just over the 6 minutes. Referee looks at his watch. Grimmer with a cross towards the back post to McNulty. Couldn't get there. Adam Collins just lifts the ball out the air at the edge of his 6-yard box, and that, I suspect, will probably be it once Colin launches this ball forward. We've had 6.5 minutes of added time here on Talksport 2 at the Ricoh Arena. Coventry 1, Notts County 1. Perfectly poised in this playoff semi-final as the first leg is about to come to an end. Alessandra's there. Maybe there's one more chance here with Stead on this right hand side. Does well. Here's Tootle. Tootle's cross inside the box. Volleyed away from the edge of the 6-yard area, that time by Hyam. Into touch on this near side. Tootle will take it. We've had 7 minutes now of added time at the end of this game. There aren't too many people leaving as things stand. The throw goes into Stead inside the penalty area. Does what he does. Holds the ball up. Edge of the penalty area. Here's O'Connor looking to try and find a bit of space. He's going to work it out to the left, I think, to Jones. Jones then has the ball at his feet. He's closed down level with the edge of the box on that far touchline. Heads towards the corner flag. The ball runs out of play for a throw to Notts County on that far side. 7.5 minutes on the clock of added time now. Does this ref not know we've all got homes to go to? Throw in on that far side will be taken by Jones, and he's going to try and launch this, I think, into the Coventry City penalty area, which he does towards the edge of the 6-yard box. It's nodded down, volleyed clear and into touch, and there's the whistle from Gavin Ward, and a hard-fought contest is perfectly poised as this playoff first leg ends one apiece. We're half-time in the tie, and Jonathan Fort's goal in the 49th minute is cancelled out by the penalty that should never have been from Mark McNulty 3 minutes before the end. There's not much to choose between these two sides, and you can bet when they meet again at Meadow Lane on Friday night, it's going to be equally tight and equally tense. The return leg is primed and ready to go. It's finished here at the Ricoh Arena at half-time in this playoff semi-final. Coventry City 1, Notts County 1 on Talksport 2.